Alright everybody, we are now here with a Tropical Depression 4 update. Right now we do have a marginal risk of severe weather in effect for the southwest coast of Florida and most of the Florida Keys as Tropical Depression 4 is starting to make its first impacts on the peninsula. Right now we are expecting a couple of tornadoes to be possible later this afternoon back into this evening across portions of South Florida. If we go ahead and bring up all of our mesoscale discussions right now, we'll just bring up this one. We can see that this area here, if it would like to pop up, is going to have a 20% chance to be included in a severe thunderstorm watch over the next couple of hours. For some reason, it's not letting me pull it up here on Radar Omega. It's not loading, but it's basically in effect for the entirety of South Florida and especially southwest Florida there. So again, we're going to be watching this entire area today for the potential of damaging winds, storm surge, and a couple of tornadoes being possible. If we go ahead and take a look at the tropical storm warnings in effect for this region, we can see that the wind forecast isn't anything crazy. We are expecting sustained winds of 25 to 35 miles an hour with gusts up to 40 miles an hour. The potential impacts with this are limited, alright? But the storm surge actually could be pretty intense. We could see some areas get up to 2 feet of storm surge, and in fact, the storm surge is already unfolding on the southwest coast of Florida here, so we gotta look out for that. The flooding rain amounts, alright, we're talking about areas getting about 2 to 4 inches of rainfall with maybe some locally higher amounts. We could see some significant impacts with that, and the situation is somewhat favorable for tornadoes. So again, we have got ourselves a lot to discuss today. All right, we already have a severe thunderstorm warning going out. This is going to be in effect for portions of Collier County here, and in fact, we have a rotating portion of the storm south of Interstate 75 that we have to watch really closely because we could see that eventually produce a tornado if it does tighten up a little bit more. Right, it's not unheard of in even tropical depression systems to see some tornadoes touch down from the outer bands. So we got to look out for that. That rotation actually now being centered right along Highway 29 to the north of Miles City there in southern Florida. Again, that's in Collier County where we have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect. So I'll go ahead and kind of zoom in on this storm a little bit more here. If we take a look from a different radar site, we don't really have that great of radar coverage out here, so we can't really look at the Miami radar site, unfortunately, because we're starting to lose signal. But if we take a look from the Key West radar site, we can definitely see a rotation signature there, again, off to the northwest of Miles City, heading westward, alright? A lot of these outer bands, these little systems that we're going to be talking about today are going to be heading west-northwestward, alright? It's a little bit different than whenever we normally cover tornadic situations. We also may have another area of rotation trying to develop here off to the northwest of Mikosuki, sorry. It's going to be continuing to heading northwest there. It's going to take a very similar track to our other area of rotation, but again, this is definitely the more prominent one, so I'll kind of focus in on this one a little bit more than anything else. But again, we've got ourselves a long day of coverage ahead of us, and this is not all that we have going on, alright? We got a couple of slight risks of severe weather, one of them going out for portions of the Midwest here, eastern South Dakota, southeastern North Dakota, most of Minnesota here, and then a little section of northwest Iowa. You have a slight risk of severe weather for today. We also have a slight risk of severe weather going along portions of the East Coast, going from South Carolina back into portions, just a little tiny sliver there of Connecticut, alright? So we've got ourselves several severe weather events to look out for today. Again, the main threat for tornadoes, though, is going to lie in South Florida with Tropical Depression 4 here. Soon-to-be Tropical Storm Debby, most likely. In fact, at the next National Hurricane Center update here, we could be talking about the potential for this to be Tropical Storm Debby at that point. So that's something that we'd be looking out for there. And then we shouldn't really, have too many problems, like serious major issues, until we get later into next week, alright? Probably around Monday, actually. It's not going to be too long, but Monday morning is when we are expecting to see a high-end tropical storm landfall, maybe even a low-end Category 1 hurricane landfall in the Big Bend of Florida here, very similar to Hurricane Idalia's path, alright? So areas like Perry, Lee, Jennings, that's the kind of region there where we're expecting that landfall to be, and then after this makes landfall in Florida, it will likely continue to kind of travel across the portions of the southeast here, and then eventually we'll make another landfall somewhere here in the Carolinas, most likely, is once again a high-end tropical storm or a low-end Category 1 hurricane. So we did just get a extension to our severe thunderstorm warning. This is now for northwestern Collier County and southwestern Hendry County in southern Florida. That's for 60-mile-an-hour damaging wind gusts and the tornado possible tag on that storm. Those are kind of the tags that we're going to be seeing with a lot of these storms today. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up stream chat. If anybody has any questions about the location, feel free to leave those down below. Try to answer them accurately and honestly. But here we go, guys. We have Tropical Depression 4. So, we are, again, we're going to be in for a busy day here. A long day of severe weather coverage, I feel like. So, what's up, everybody? Looks similar to Debby in 2012. Yeah, it's similar. Right now, we are expecting it to be a little bit further north than 2012 Debby. But what's going on, everybody? Good to see y'all here. But yeah, again, right now we're mainly focused on this outer band here. This little outer band does have a little bit of rotation approaching the Ave Maria area, again, northwest of Miles City, Florida here. There it is, looking pretty intense there off to the west of Highway 29. What we'd be looking for to confirm this is a tornado is a drop in the correlation coefficient here that matched up with the velocity couplet. And we don't have that quite yet. So we'll continue to watch this storm here. But again, right now, it's looking like this is mainly going to be a kind of a Collier County and a little bit of Hendry County problem for the next little while here. Eventually, this area of rotation, if it were to continue, it would enter the Cape Coral area eventually. But, yeah. So, again, right now we're watching a system that could eventually become Tropical Storm Debby. In fact, we're almost certain it will become Tropical Storm Debby, maybe even Hurricane Debby. And eventually we will be talking about more serious impacts around Monday in the Big Bend of Florida. Now, I'd like to mention something quite unfortunate. There's a good chance Monday morning I will not be able to go live for this, all right? But I will be live for whenever it's a little bit further inland, alright? So, we'll be talking about areas in the Panhandle and the Big Bend, kind of, but it'll be after the landfall, most likely, or I may do a very early morning stream before the landfall, even. But, yeah, NATOcast does have a 10% tornado risk out, but NATOcast is always very aggressive with, tropical systems. So, we take NATOcast with a grain of salt. It had a good prediction with Beryl, but literally every hurricane, it gives it like a 30% hatch risk. So we take that all with a grain of salt. We kind of focus more on the SPC in these situations. The SPC is a 2% out. And now we do have a severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag for central Miami-Dade County. This is for the Homestead area. We got ourselves a little bitty pocket of rotation there to watch out for. Down here, actually, it looks like. Yeah. So, right now, this is mainly just a bag of damaging winds, but we can't rule out any of these bands starting to rotate, so pretty much every severe warning we see going out today for South Florida is going to have the tornado possible tag on it. But, again, we're mainly focused on this storm, I would say, here right now in northern Collier County. So, what has changed since yesterday? Well, not much, actually. In fact, we're expecting almost the exact same same thing to happen today that we were projecting yesterday. We do now have hurricane watches and storm surge warnings in effect for portions of the Big Bend of Florida here. That's something to look out for. We are talking about some areas potentially seeing 5 feet of storm surge. How will this impact Miami? Miami actually shouldn't really get anything too bad. Maybe some gusty thunderstorms, but as you can see, a lot of the action should stay off to the west of Miami. But, yeah. Also, Aiden, I'm pretty sure you're Nico, so if you are Nico, you can just leave now. But So again, the area of rotation that we're watching right now is southeast of Ave Maria. Right to the west of Highway 29. At this point, it would be in Ave Maria. Intense torrential rainfall right now between Greenwood and Abbeville, South Carolina. Let's check it out. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for portions of South Carolina, so it's not super surprising. Yeah, we got a lot of these showers and thunderstorms, not related to Tropical Depression 4 at all. Not at all related. These are just, this is its own system here that's kind of up the East Coast. But again, we'll keep watching these storms near the Homestead area to see if they pick up with their rotation a little bit more. Do I think that Tampa has a chance of a tornado, or is it just the southern end of Florida? Tampa actually could have a tornado threat. Tampa is right here. Tampa actually would probably have the lowest tornado threat, though, out of the entirety of the peninsula. Let's see here. What does the National Hurricane Center say? So the National Hurricane Center says situation is somewhat favorable for tornadoes tomorrow. I believe Tampa's in that marginal risk of tornadoes. Yeah, that's in the 2% threat for tornadoes tomorrow. So tomorrow, Tampa has a 2% risk. But I really doubt that we'd see a tornado in the Tampa area. If we did, it would be a brief touchdown. It would be similar to what we're seeing right now tomorrow, but a little bit further north. And I do think that the tornado threat actually tomorrow will be a little bit lower up until we get closer to landfall. Those are just my thoughts. But because of the positioning of the storm and the way that it's facing, Tampa should have a lower tornado threat, hopefully, than some of these other areas. But again, we are watching the Ave Maria area right now for this pocket of broad rotation approaching the area. And it's going to continue heading northwestward towards Corkscrew and Immokalee. So let's keep watch of all these storms here. Again, we're watching the outer bands for those little pockets of spin-up rotations that do occasionally develop with tropical systems here. And this has been going for a while, this little area of rotation here. And again, there's no evidence that this has confirmed to produce a tornado yet, but, I mean, we've been watching this area for, like, almost an hour now, guys. So again, it's been strengthening and strengthening, so we could continue to see this area of rotation take that strengthening pattern and produce a tornado, but as of right now, there's nothing confirmed with this storm. It's just something that we're watching out for. It hasn't even gotten a tornado warning yet, though, so again, whenever the rotation tightens up a little bit, we'll have to be a little bit more hyper-focused on it, but right now, we're just kind of looking all around for general areas of rotation. We're waiting for this next velocity scan here. It's taking a little bit, which is interesting, but we'll keep watch of all these rotations here in South Florida that do try to develop. Again, this is trying to do something here near the Florida Home Gold Key area. This little pocket of weak rotation, we'll have to watch for potential strengthening. But yeah, if you're just now tuning in, we are watching a ongoing tropical depression make impacts on South Florida. This is a pretty serious situation here. In fact, on the newest velocity scan on the Florida Keys radar site, we can definitely still see that rotation there. Let's see here. We still haven't gotten an update from the Miami radar site, so we'll wait for that. But again, I do think that we have some intense rotation kind of west-northwest of Ave Maria, most likely at this point. So we'll watch that area in particular again the most, but we're kind of watching all around South Florida right now. We did have a water spout earlier today offshore, but we haven't had any confirmed tornadoes yet, which is obviously a good thing. So Obviously, this area of rotation is something to watch out for here near Ave Maria. We've mentioned that several times, but at this point, we're kind of talking more areas to the northwest of Ave Maria, like Corkscrew, Ultimate Ski Lake, Orange Tree, and everywhere on the northwestern portion of Collier County here over the next few minutes. So, again, we've got ourselves one of these little outer bands here, these choppy outer bands that does occasionally produce rotation, sometimes even a brief tornado. So that's what we're looking out for right now. Again, storm surge is a real threat, even with just a tropical depression here. If you're along the immediate coastline, we can't roll up to 2 feet of storm surge on the southwest coast of Florida here, which isn't anything crazy, but it's enough to be dangerous if you're along the coastline. Again, we're continuing to get severe thunderstorm warnings here on the East Coast, but they're mainly just for damaging winds. So, by the way, we do have multiple tropical systems right now in the Pacific. We've got Tropical Storm Daniel and Hurricane Carlotta. And, alright, so that area of rotation, again, now in the Orange Tree area. A tornadic water spout in the Lake Erie area. Wow. Yes, tropical depressions can still be dangerous with a storm surge threat, a torrential rainfall threat, and a tornado threat. By the way, we do have a developing area of rotation near Trailtown, it looks like. Over Highway 41. Never mind, that's contamination. Sorry. My fault. So look at this. We do have some sort of hook feature here trying to develop. So we may watch for that to start rotating near the Watson Place area. Yes, 3 tropical systems right now going on, but only one that we really have to watch out for. Carlotta and Daniel are likely going to be fish storms. I doubt Carlotta will make it all the way to Hawaii, and Daniel is 100% going to be a fish storm. No problems there. But yeah, these little outer bands like to act as supercells here, and they try to rotate. So any little hook that we see on reflectivity, any velocity couplet, we got to watch it all for a potential tornado threat. So we got to keep watching this here. Again, that beep, beep, beep sound, those are just more severe thunderstorm warnings being issued on the East Coast here for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, most likely. We have had a few reach 70 mile an hour, but nothing confirmed up to 70, just radar indicated threats, but yeah. Yeah, Carlotta is a little bit of an interesting name, but they're kind of running out of names on the name list. But anyway. I mean, they're not running out of names on the name list. It was always like that, but you know what I mean. It's just an interesting name. So again, these little outer bands here, I mean, these hooks are the main thing that we're going to be watching today. Anytime you guys see a hook on radar, I want you to point it out to me, because we could seriously see, half a dozen brief tornadoes today and not know about any of them. Sometimes they can be very sneaky. What's after Debby? Ernesto, I believe. Which, by the way, we could be talking about another tropical system in the Atlantic soon, but it's a little too far out to talk about, so. But anyway. So we got to keep a watch of this area of rotation now in the Orange Tree area. It looks to be weakening out, though, luckily. Again, we kind of figured that this might have been contamination near Highway 41, but I don't know at this point. It's hard to say. No, that's rotation. That's definitely rotation there. Chat, rotation or contamination? I say rotation. Northeast of Trailtown. Yeah, then it's Francine, then Gordon? Not Gordon. Can't think of it. But then we have Helen and then Isaac. I think it is Gordon. But yeah. So again, this little hook feature here is something to watch. European forecasting Debby to balloon near Charleston. We also may have some sort of rotation. No, that's contaminated. This, I think, is real. Near Trailtown. Yeah, the eye names are always the ones that we seriously watch. I mean, obviously, it doesn't matter what the first letter is, but the eyes are always... They always seem to be at the peak of hurricane season. They always seem to make a major landfall. Like, the past 3 years, Idalia, Ian, Ida. It's... Yeah. And it's almost always, if it's not the I, it's always usually somewhere between G and K that ends up being the storm of the year. But just something I've kind of noticed. G is Gilma. Okay. Not this year, it's not. It would have to be a boy name. Is Gilma a boy name? I don't know. It's not really a name at all. But. Wow. So the Tampa radar, looking high up into the atmosphere here, we've got rotation near Ave Maria. But again, that's very high up in the atmosphere, and it's still quite broad, actually, from that look. Let's see here. It is this year? Okay. Let's see. I wish we could use another radar site to confirm this rotation. Yeah, that's rotation near Trailtown. So watch out for that. Right now, this just has a special weather statement along with this entire band here. 45 to 50 mile per hour winds and funnel clouds possible with this big band here off the kind of the southwest coast of Florida, or on the southwest coast of Florida, rather. And nothing too crazy here. Mainly a damaging wind threat heading for the Miami-Dade County area. Can't allow some water spouts, though. All the special weather statements that we see today are also probably going to mention water spouts. That's another thing that every single thing we see today is going to be something. Again, every single severe warning is going to have the tornado possible tag. Every single special marine warning is going to have, water spouts possible or something. Again, some rotation developing near Turkey Foot. So we'll watch that. Where was the area we were watching along Highway 41, chat? Or is that this? Because it was a long time for a radar scan. Is that the same thing? I think it is, so. This is near the Jesse Willie areas. I remember talking about Jesse Willie's a couple months ago. Not with a, technically not with a tropical system, but it was a tropical storm-like system where we were watching all these little bands of storms for tornadoes. There were a ton of brief spin-ups. And we could, again, that's going to be similar to what we see today with the tornado threat. But today, we also have storm surge, gusty winds, and we have the flooding rain threat. So again, we'll kind of broadly look at other areas here along the East Coast, but we're mainly watching South Florida at the moment. So again, this is an area we'll watch here, east of Turkey Foot. Kind of that. A couple pockets of rotation here trying to develop, it looks like. And again, every single rotation notch we see today, we have to point out. Again, these are going to be approaching Interstate 75 here soon. This is a very rural part of south central Florida here. New severe warning going out for parts of Virginia. Okay. So we'll wait for this next radar scan on the Miami radar. Let's look from Key West. Areas of Moorhaven has some rotation, but far away from the radar. Moorhaven, Florida. Let's check it out. Talking about some of this. Yeah. Could be some rotation there. Give me just a second here. Alright. So we'll keep watching some of these little spin-ups of rotation. Let's see here. Storm has gusts of 50. Yeah, that's going to be similar with a lot of the special weather statements we see today. They're going to mention gusty winds. They're going to mention maybe some water spouts or funnel clouds or something, but likely not going to see any hail today, in Florida anyway. See some hail up the East Coast, but not in Florida today. What is happening with this radar? It is completely messed up. Sorry, guys. The area of rotation looked like it was up here, but it's actually down here still near Trailtown. It looked like an unnatural jump because it was heading northwest and then it just turned northeast, but okay. That's my fault. So again, we'll keep watching these baby pockets of rotation there near Trailtown, but they're nothing too crazy at the moment. Things aren't quite picking up as quickly as I expected, so that's good. I figured we were going to have some serious stuff going on by this point, but I'm glad we don't. I'm just saying, it's a little surprising. And again, this looks to be an area of rotation that we may have to watch for a little bit. It's very slow moving, heading northwest probably at 5 miles an hour here. Maybe not 5. Probably closer to 20 or 30. Maybe even a little higher. I don't know why I said 5. The velocities looked like they were moving slow, but they're really not. It's hard to tell because it's so glitchy. Okay. Fortunately, right now it's in the radar dead zone on the Key West radar. And then if we look from Tampa, not seeing much. So, gonna have to watch it all from the Miami radar, but unfortunately, soon we are gonna be out of that radar zone area too. But right now we've got it for a while, so we'll keep use of it obviously as long as we can. We should get a new update from the National Hurricane Center relatively soon. I believe at around, what would it be? 5 o'clock Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. Special weather statement, Okeechobee and inland counties. Hazards are 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Okay. Yeah, if you guys want to relay warnings or anything, that'd be helpful. You know what, Kevin? I'm just going to make you a mod. So this area of rotation is kind of weakening a little bit, but it's still heading northwestward, and it's definitely still there, so we'll keep watching it. And we don't have too many other spots to watch right now. If you're just now tuning in, we've been live for about half an hour covering Tropical Depression 4 as it brings little pockets of rotation towards portions of southwest Florida here. We are watching the potential for a severe thunderstorm or tornado watch to get issued, but it's a low chance. 20% chance, in fact. So we'll keep a watch of all this for you guys over the next little while here, and talk about what you need to know in this live stream. So let's see here. Again, this looks to be weakening a little bit, actually. Hard to say. It's just been pretty broad and weak the whole time, though, in general, so hasn't ever been anything too wildly insane. Nothing too crazy. We'll watch for this to try and hook out. That's a definite possibility there. But no rotation with that at all yet. Let's kind of look a little bit further north here. Let's look to the Arcadia region, where we are seeing not a lot. Again, maybe some broad circulations here and there, but that was me that added you, Kevin. Nah, I'm just kidding. It was me, but it's fine. Let's see. Severe thunderstorm warning now going out for parts of Louisiana. Northport. Not seeing much. I don't see much. I wouldn't be too worried about it. We may see some try to develop a little further, but these aren't really discrete cells. They're kind of clustered up. Whenever the cells are hugging each other, that kind of decreases their tornado threat a little bit. In fact, quite a bit, obviously. Oh. Okay. My bad. So, this is interesting. This little, will Tampa get anything? Have family there. Tampa is in the edge of our marginal risk today. You may see some gusty thunderstorms if you're in Tampa. But I doubt it'll be anything too intense. You may get some gusty winds once again. Maybe a little bit of storm surge. That's actually what I'd be watching out for. If you're hugging the coast, I mean, you could see 2 to 4 feet of storm surge. It's a real possibility. But it's nothing that Tampa hasn't seen before, you know. It's just going to be another one of those, you know, early peak hurricane season tropical storms. Water spout in your Cedar Key based on the special marine warning. Check it out. What's up, Psy? Why did I look like down there? I was thinking it was one of the Florida Keys. I'm stupid. Okay. Yeah, we can't really see the velocities out there, unfortunately. It's a pretty bad radar hole once again, so maybe some broad rotation, though. So we no longer have a severe warning in effect for our area here in Collier County, but still got that one going out to the southwest of Miami for Homestead for 60-mile-an-hour damaging wind gusts and a possible tornado. Now look at this. This little cell merger here popped up, and it almost looks like a hook echo with the storm, but it's not. So anybody that gets alarmed by that, that is not as bad as it looks. But yeah, I mean, if this was an actual cell, I mean, look at that. That'd be a crazy hook echo. It really looks like one for a little bit. It scared me. Definitely easy to mistake. So we may have some broad rotation going out southwest of Frog City. We've got a little bit of what looks to be a... Oh, well, never mind. That's not the hooking part of the storm. That could still be rotation, but it... I don't know. Doesn't look like anything serious now that I know that it's not connected up with that hook echo there. Or what looked to be a hook echo feature anyway. Again, this area of rotation north of Trail Town's dying. It's just nothing too concerning at this point that we have to watch. Again, I don't see anywhere to watch out for an imminent tornado, but we'll keep watching it all just in case here for a little bit longer. But this definitely hasn't been as active as it could have been, or that I was thinking it was going to be, so that's good. I was thinking we were going to be covering brief tornado after brief tornado after brief tornado. Again, this really could act like a supercell and develop some rotation, but I'm not seeing any right now. But it does look like a pretty classic supercell. It's really gone its act together over the past few scans. Yeah, I know. I was just saying, if that velocity signature matched up with the hook echo, that would have been something to watch. But since it doesn't, there's nothing crazy. Well, I didn't think it would be anything like the PDSs in Louisiana and Texas. I wasn't even live for that because I wasn't home. So this is still a concern for sure. And we'll keep watch of it for a little bit. We don't have any more severe warnings in South Florida, though, so that's good. Didn't even change the severe warning counter yet this stream. Just don't worry about that. Just do not worry. No, but the severe warning counter isn't something we're really going to need to keep up with because we're not really covering the East Coast today. Again, we'll briefly touch on things, but I mean, it's just going to be me saying over and over again, you know, hey, damaging winds, hey, damaging winds, hey, damaging winds. Whenever in South Florida we actually may have a tornado threat, obviously I'm going to focus on the potential tornado threat, you know. Yeah, massive stretch of severe thunderstorm watches here. It's not just one severe watch. What do I think about the tornado risk tomorrow? I think it's actually going to be pretty darn low, but we do have that marginal risk once again going out for portions of Florida there, as well as extreme southeast Georgia. So everybody in that green shade there is under the gun for a potential tornado threat. It's a very small tornado threat. But any cell that does develop here out of one of these outer bands, if it does, you know, act like a supercell enough, obviously, we could see damaging winds and maybe even a tornado with that. So that would be the concern there for tomorrow. Similar to what we're talking about today. Yeah, but again, we don't like to trust NATOcast during these tropical system type events. We rely way more on the SPC and the National Hurricane Center's word than what the AI model says. And, you know, that should be the case for every event, but I'm just saying, in hurricane and tropical storm and even just tropical depression events, we trust the AI models even less. That's one thing that AI models cannot replicate what humans do so far is weather forecasting. Not even close. Yeah, no problem. So again, this cell actually may be trying to develop a little hook echo too. Near the Shark River Slough. Or no, sorry, that is a cell merger. It's another one of those cell mergers that looks like a really intense hook. Again, this is actually a hook, and wow. So we have some pockets of rotation developing. They don't match up with the hook echo, but obviously they don't have to. And again, that's some broad rotation. This could be some rotation. Again, that's north of Highway 1. That's what I'd mainly be watching, northwest of Frog City. I think that could spin up pretty quickly. So we'll watch that. That could go downhill very fast. But now we have ourselves something to watch here for a little bit. So yeah, NATOcast did go pretty accurate with Hurricane Beryl, but it doesn't matter. Every time it gives it like a 30% hatch risk for tornadoes during hurricane events, so it got very lucky with Beryl. It wasn't necessarily accurate, you know. So we'll quad box. Okay. But yeah, here's what we're watching. And we've been watching for a splotch of blue to pop up on here, near where one of these spots of rotation are. Small pocket of winds approaching Sponge Rocks, Florida. That's not a place I can go to by searching it, unfortunately. Here in East Bradenton, just west of 75. Let's check it out. Here, we'll go to Bradenton here. Here, let's get rid of the quad box so that things will actually load. So, okay. So you are... Is this... No. Yeah, this is the right area. So you are under a tropical storm warning and a storm surge watch. So the Bradenton area, we are talking about winds of 25 to 35 miles an hour with gusts up to 45 miles an hour. We are talking about storm surge of 2 to 4 feet along the immediate coastline, and we are talking about rainfall of 4 to 8 inches potentially, even higher in localized areas. So that is obviously going to probably be your biggest threat. Tornadoes are also a possibility in your area, but it's overall a lower chance for tornadoes, I'd say, in general. The main thing we'd watch for is like a waterspout threat out there. So, thank you for tuning in. Again, we're covering all across South Florida right now, watching as these little bands develop. Just got a special weather statement for weak circulation, possible funnel clouds. Anything changed for Northport? No, just a similar threat there, really. I mean, it's, again, going to be a very heavy rain threat and a storm surge threat to look out for in that area. Obviously, that far inland, you won't have to worry about it. And in fact, look at this. Storm surge, no storm surge in inundation forecast. I always have trouble saying that word, inundation. I always say like inundation or something stupid. But anyway. So, yeah, but the funnel clouds, those would all be radar indicated mentions. There wouldn't be any confirmed funnel clouds, I doubt. Again, I'm not saying we couldn't get one, but I'm just saying that's usually what they are, is the radar indicated threats. We don't usually know for a fact that there's a funnel cloud on Miskowski storm. Mikosuki, I need to learn how to pronounce that. So yeah, that's the one with the double rotations there. So funnel clouds occasionally touch down and produce tornadoes or waterspouts. Gusty winds can knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Again, we could also be talking about wind gusts of 45 to 50 miles an hour with that. When you got it affected your town. Stay safe. Again, we'll keep watching these broad rotations here, these little bitty circulations. Mainly just going to be a damaging wind threat and a funnel cloud threat, though. Yeah, it's still a concern, obviously. For sure. Alrighty. So, I really doubt that we're going to get a tornado anytime soon, but we'll stay here for a little bit longer at least. I'm just warning you guys, we may not be here for too much longer this stream. May actually be some rotation trying to develop along Interstate 75 on the northeast side of Venice. And it would be right in there. We'd have a weird radar feature going on where it's like a double hook. Again, though, these hooks are actually just cell mergers. They're not even part of the storm. Yeah, I just pointed that one out. Yeah, I don't know if your stream is behind, but I already pointed that one out. Kevin, you're good, though. Remember, guys, make sure to put your stream into 2 times speed. So that you can get the shortest amount of, what's the word I'm looking for? Delay. I don't know why it took me so long to think of that. There's a word I'm looking for. I don't know. Latency, that's the word. No, you're good, you're good. So let's go back up here to our area of rotation near Venice. On the northeast side of town there would be where that rotation is. Yeah, no tornado with that. Or wait, no, this was the rotation up here. Wait, yeah, that's what I said, okay. I confused myself for a second. Or no, it would be this. There's like a couple spots. This is not rotation. This is, I think. May have some sort of rotation developing near Shiny Town. Yeah, there's a couple here right on the kind of just the coastline here near Venice Beach. So we could have a water spout out of that, maybe even a tornadic water spout. That's something to look out for. Is my microphone even... Does my audio sound weird or not? Yo, look at that. You could trick somebody, make them think that is the biggest tornado debris signature ever. I mean, it's not that big, but you could definitely trick people with that. So yeah, again, I mean, just tons and tons of these little outer bands to watch. All across kind of the south half of the state here. We're mainly watching extreme southwest Florida, Cape Coral, that area, but all across South Florida today is an area to watch. And again, tomorrow we'll be focusing on more central Florida, and on Monday it'll be northern Florida to watch. Back into portions of Georgia and South Carolina for the tornado threat, it looks like, according to the SPC. Why do I do this with my hand? Next time I do that, I want somebody to make fun of me so that I remember to stop doing it. I'm being serious. Yeah, most of those areas of rotation in Venice, though, before they really get their thing going, they're probably going to exit Florida here. Leave the peninsula. So. So this new scan here is showing actually maybe one of the stronger rotations we've had today near Coopertown. I don't know, it doesn't have an ongoing tornado, but definitely something to watch. We can see some sort of inflow or something here trying to happen. Again, if we had a tornado, it'd be right in there, that little notch. North of the Frog City area. So that's kind of the area to watch now. Ooh, I popped my thumb. Alrighty. Yeah, this is getting its act together. It really is, guys. We could end up seeing a tornado with this. I think this is the best shot we've had so far today. At least from what I've seen. I mean, I have been gone most of the day, but from what I've seen, this has been it. This has been the most impressive one so far, anyway. So, we haven't had any tornado warnings today yet, I don't think. I do not believe so. Nope. Alrighty. So let's try to do a little bit neater circles here this time, Davis. So again, no sort of debris signature yet. So we can't confirm anything, but we may see that get a tornado warning if it tightens up any too much more. So. That's what happens whenever you quad box. Alrighty. So again, if you're just not joining us, we're covering Tropical Depression 4 here. Soon to be Tropical Storm Debby. Eventually, maybe even Hurricane Debby. We can't rule it out. So, Zeric rotation has lost a lot of steam over the newest velocity scan. I'll say that much. Yeah, again, even if this was rotation, this is a very rural spot. But again, everybody, we gotta watch out for everybody, no matter how large the population is. Obviously, larger population areas we'll watch a little closer if there was something more intense, but we're gonna watch everywhere. If there's rotation, we'll watch it. obviously that's kind of our job today, so. Anyway. It could just be in a cycling phase, so we'll keep watch of that. We're not going to let that go. Yeah, keep the stream going here. We cannot let that go unwatched. So. Look at that. That is a weird storm. Okay, hear me out. This is a dinosaur. No, no, it is. This is a dinosaur. No, look, it's got a tail and everything. This is a dinosaur. That's a dino nugget. Wait. I'm so sorry. That's a dinosaur, though. It just is. Look at that. It's a dino nugget. It is. This is the dino nugget storm of 2024. That looks exactly like a dino nugget. Okay, hold on. I don't even eat dino nuggets. What am I yapping about? That is a dino nugget. Nobody can convince me otherwise. Chat, is this a dinosaur? We're gonna run a poll. Dinosaur or nah? Is this the dinosaur storm? I see it and I will never unsee it. The Dino Nugget storm of 2024 as it happened. That'll be the title of this stream. Forget about the fact that this is a tropical depression soon to cause devastation. This is a dinosaur. Look at the Dino Nuggie. Chat, that's a Dino Nuggie. Hold on. I'm gonna send this to Roman and see what he thinks. I know Roman's live night right now, I think, but he needs to see this. Yo, it looks even more like one now. Hold up. You can see its little legs. That's such a Dino Nuggie. Hold up. Okay, I'm sorry, everybody. We're taking a quick detour here. Okay. We're gonna see what, all my weather friends think. Chat, if you're just now joining us, this is a Dino Nugget storm. Why is this so... This is like the most fun I've had all day. It's watching this Dino Nugget. How long has it looked like a Dino Nugget for? It's been a little bit. It's getting more and more impressive, though. Look, now he's jumping. Look, he jumped up. Just above it, a pterodactyl. Oh my gosh, it is. Yo, what is happening? Dinosaur outbreak. Chat. This is crazy. This is crazy. Who voted no on the Dino Nuggie poll? This is wild. This is the dumbest thing I've ever looked at on stream. Wow. What's up, Gooseman? Gooseman, we need your help deciding. Does this storm look like a Dino Nugget? And does this storm look like a pterodactyl? This is the dinosaur outbreak. So, we have a couple of dinosaur storms here in the Mikosuke area, south of Interstate 75. Let's see what Roman thinks. He didn't reply yet. Okay. Yes, sir, it does. Looks exactly like a Dino Nuggie. If you guys are enjoying the Dino Nuggie content, make sure to like and subscribe. Yeah, this is the best thing Weather's ever done. So, yeah, this happened. This is the highlight of my day. It really is. This is a Dino Nugget. If you're just not tuning in, we have a storm shaped exactly like a Dino... It's not shaped like a Dino Nugget anymore. That made me really sad. Okay. Anyway, we'll end the poll right there. Okay, let's check velocities. Let's get back to being serious. Hook near Sanford, North Carolina. Excuse me. Oh, wow. So we do have some broad rotation there, yeah. Yeah, we'll watch that for sure. But mainly going to be focused on these South Florida bands here, obviously, with all this rotation going on. Nothing too crazy as of so far. Now this is something to look at. Not really anymore, though, on the new scan, if we're being honest. Yeah, we've been near the Turkey Foot area. We looked at that earlier. And again, there's one called Jesse Willie's. We covered that in a stream earlier this year, a few months ago. A couple months ago, anyway. If we did have a tornado at this storm, it'd be going right over Interstate 75, but I don't think we have one. It's not confirmed, anyway. That's definitely something to watch out for there. Yeah, Florida people, I'm sorry to offend you. I'm sure we have a lot of Floridians watching this stream, but y'all kind of have some weird town names, if we're being honest. So again, wind's going towards the radar, wind's going away from the radar. You got that rotation going. And it would meet right over the Alligator Alley. And that's heading northwest, so that's gonna be in the middle of Nowheresville for a while to go near Immokalee. Likely off to the east of Immokalee, though. I have a mosquito bite that I keep scratching. It's gonna start bleeding soon. Sorry, that was disgusting. Alrighty-roo. Some rotation there, confirmed by multiple radars heading northwest. That's near Marco Island. It's not going to approach land anytime soon, but it'll may produce a waterspout, maybe even a tornadic waterspout off the coast. Southwest Florida there. Extreme southwest Florida. Extreme southern Florida, anyway. Yeah, I'd say last scan, this was the most impressive this rotation's been so far. Not out of all of our areas, but that one in particular. Again, this one was actually the most impressive. By the time it went away, I was just excited that the storm looked like a dinosaur, so... Yeah, I don't know. I doubt this is going to do anything. Almost looks like a little handoff is happening. The cells just aren't really that discreet. It's, Oh! What? Guys, we are expecting a Hurricane Debby now. We are expecting a Category 1 Hurricane Debby at landfall, and we now have Tropical Storm Debby, it looks like. We have Tropical Storm Debby, everybody. Major update. We have Tropical Storm Debby. When did that... It just came out a few minutes ago. Guys, we have a tropical storm Debby now on our hands. It's official. Okay. So right now, Debby is a storm there with 40 mile an hour sustained winds, gusts up to 50. Gotta update the stream title here. So if you're just not tuning in, we have breaking news. Debby is now a tropical storm. Wow. Was not expecting that to happen this early. Okay. So, do we have the new watches yet? We do not. Okay. I just saw the Cat 1 marker, and I was like, oh, alright then, if you say so. So, we have Hurricane Debby now expected at landfall. This is not good. And in fact, it's curving even further to the west, guys. We could seriously be talking about a panhandle landfall. And it's... Oh my goodness. I mean, that's not good. It's really not. I mean, no duh, it's not good. But I was not expecting that. Like, I thought it was a possibility, but I didn't think at this update we'd see something that drastic. I didn't even think we'd have a tropical storm at this update. But we do now, so... Tropical Storm Debby is now an official thing in 2024. Somebody needs to make the Wikipedia page fast. So again, if you're just not tuning in, we now have Tropical Storm Debby. Expected to be Hurricane Debby at landfall. Give me just a second here. Shoot. Okay. So we now have an official tropical storm. Oh gosh. And again, we were expecting a Category 1 hurricane landfall. This is bad. So here is what I'm gonna do. We're going to wait for the new information to come out on the NHC website, because it's not quite out yet. Gonna wait for the new watches to come in and everything. And we're going to end this stream. We don't really have any rotations to watch right now. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning, however, in effect for eastern Collier County. But we don't really have much to watch, so we're going to do that. We're going to end the stream. I'm going to make a Tropic Talks video. And we're going to come back later tonight, or later this evening at least, for a live update. So, in fact, we may just end this stream and create a new one right away. Is that crazy? I think that's what we're gonna do. So everybody, we're gonna end off this stream, but I'm going to almost instantly go live again here. So please stay with us, and I will see you guys in a few minutes.